I want to demonstrate for you the generation of an invisible electric field that can affect other things in space that aren't even near it. And what we've got here is a homemade version of something you may have heard of before. It's called the Graaf generator. And the brother of one of our former physics instructors built this baby, so pretty cool thing. And it's pretty huge. Now, what we're going to do is when we flip it on, what will happen is it's going to generate positive charge on the giant sphere at the top. Basically, electrons are going to be removed from that metal sphere. And that is going to create an electric field in the space around it. And anything that's in that field is going to have its electrons be pushed around and affected by that field. And so you usually see this with a person holding their hands on it, and if they have a lot of hair, stands on end. Well, we don't really have anybody with a lot of hair here today. But so I made some artificial hair, and I put some strings on there. And what you'll notice is that when we turn it on, those strings will move so that they're lined up with the electric field in all the different directions. And we're going to play around. You can kind of watch some of the fun stuff that happens with this. So let's give it a shot and crank this baby on. It's a little noisy. So give it a chance to build up the field. So the lines where you can see that the strings are standing up and pointing along the direction of the field lines. So we're actually kind of mapping out the electric field around this big sphere. And you can also see that at the ends of the strings, and we can zoom in on that, they're kind of unfrayed and they've spread apart because everything that's touching that big metal sphere is gaining a positive charge. It's having electrons stripped from it, and they're all repelling each other. And so they're just little mini electric fields everywhere. So the next thing is we're going to have our assistant come in here, and he's got a wand there that acts as a sort of a grounding wand. And when that is going to come into contact, it's going to drain off the electric charge on the sphere. So those things, there you go, it just plops right down, and when he goes away, it goes back up. You can hear little sparks jumping. And you can kind of make these things dance, right? So the wand that he's holding has induced in it an opposite electrical charge. So all the little positive hairs that are on this sphere are attracted. Except when he touches the sphere directly, then the electrons, the electric field is sort of short-circuited into the wand, and all the charge leaks off the fibers. So there you can see there's an invisible electric field, a force field generated in the space around that gigantic ball of positive charge. We said we couldn't find anybody with long hair, but this guy kind of wandered in off the street. So we're going to subject him to the Graaf generator. So let's do that. I'll have him put his hands on there. Turn it on.
For a couple seconds.
It might be at 250,000 volts or it might not. I don't know.
Don't say that.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's the Farrah Fawcett here.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I like it. Oh, right there. I can see it, but I can't see it.
Should put a mirror in there.
I wish I had a mirror.
That would be a good idea. All right, so we'll see you guys later. Yeah. Oh, well, now you can grab the ball.
Stay.
You're permanently charged.
Yeah, just don't step off that pedestal.
So touch the ground. Step down.
No. Don't.
Should I ground her?
It'll only hurt.
No.
There.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Can we call people?
It's really stiff.
What's that?
Can we call people?
Is there anybody in there? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, if it's dry, then it's dry. You got really long hair. Actually, your hair looks like lightning bolts.
Yeah. That feels a little odd.
That's great. You get a picture?
Oh, I've got video.
Oh, video. Nice. Actually, it's getting better and better as time goes on.
In this demo, we've put a pile of aluminum pie tins on top of the Van de Graaff generator, and we'll watch what happens as they get charged up. So let's switch that on. We've turned the lights out, and now we're going to look at when a charge builds up enough, it'll just discharge like a lightning bolt. And when we place the grounding rod next to it, you can see